Welcome back, everybody. This is My Journey 4K. We are back in IMSA in the Dallara P217. Let's get into it. Looks like we're going to start this race in P3 today. Strength of the field is a 1921. We're coming into this race with an 1849 rating. This is multi-class racing. We have 3 classes. Ooh, car in second, losing control, going off into the dirt. We're now up to second. As I was saying, this is multi-class racing. We have 3 classes in this race. The GTP, also known as the hypercar. There's several manufacturers in that class. Then there's the LMP2 class. That's the class we're currently driving in the Dallara P217. That is the only make and model for this class. And this is a fixed series, so everybody's car is basically the same. And then we have the GT3 class, sometimes known as the GTD class in IMSA. And that is a multi-manufacturer class as well. This is a 35-minute race. We're going to need to stop once at least for fuel. It is an A license requirement for entry. Started the race in third. We're currently up to second, less than 1 second behind first place, the car in front of us now. Gonna see if we can't close that gap down. We may have on lap 1 already. Just a little bit, like a 10 or 2 maybe. Still right there behind first in our class. A large gap to the car behind in third now. We have another car close behind them. Looks like they might be in a little bit of a battle. We're going to flash our lights to let them know the leader. We are here trying to make them a little bit nervous. Get them to make a mistake. It doesn't look like it had worked. We're still applying the pressure. Less than a second to the leader though. Gap to the leader looks like it's probably about a half a second at the moment. We did gain a few tenths that last lap. If we continue to do that, we'll be on their tail in no time. Looks like we're keeping it pretty smooth, keeping it close to the leader. Very large gap to third place now. Hard to calculate how far that they are back. Looks like maybe first place is picking up the pace just a little bit. They may have gained a tenth on us in that last lap. We're still keeping it nice and close. Leader's still right there in front of us. Looks like maybe we've gained that 10th back and possibly more. We're less than half a second behind the leader right now. Just a few tenths back at the moment. Looking to close that gap even more. Keep putting the pressure on them. Hopefully they make a mistake. Looks like the leader got a little bit loose coming out of that corner, went a little bit wide over the curve. May have slowed them down a little bit, but we weren't able to close the gap enough there. Maybe we also made a slight mistake on exit. We're just a little over 10 minutes into the race now. Pit window will open soon if it isn't already, probably at the end of this game. And we'll be running into GT3 traffic in about 3 to 4 minutes. That might allow us to close the gap up quickly and give us a good opportunity to get by to challenge for first. Ooh, we went a little bit wide on exit in the last corner. Looks like we lost a little bit of time. Still up there with the leader though, within a second. see if we can't close that back up. Maybe they'll make a mistake. Starting to catch the GT3 traffic a little bit early. Nice long line of GT3 cars here in front of us. Porsches, Audis. And that's a Lamborghini. That's a Lamborghini. Whoa! Audi's slow on the outside. One of the cars pulling into the pits. Pretty smooth pass on that one. Another car in between us and the leader now. Keeping at least 1 car distance in between us. 2 right now. Get close to each other. Looks like the leader's going around another car as we're coming past ours. Extra wide there, going around the Porsche back into this. Couple more GT3 cars just ahead. Second one side by side. Is that the leader we're looking at? It's the leader. Not too far ahead of us still. We still have some GT3 cars in between us right now. We'll have to see if we can close the gap coming into this corner here. Slip between the GT3 cars. The inside of turn 1, not the best racing line. The leader has a better one, but we're still within a second, it looks like. Pretty big group of GT3 cars there that just got through. Leader's just in front of us. It seems like there's a couple more cars ahead in another group now. About 3 or 4. Still within a second of the leader in the LMP2 class. Their place is nowhere to be seen at the moment. I'm pretty sure everything behind us is GT3 cars. Pit window is definitely open, so it's possible the cars behind us tried an early pit strategy. Quite a few GT3 cars still in front of us here. There's just a large gap between the back group and this front group here. Within a few tenths of the leader at the moment, we close that up pretty quickly. We're going to get an okay exit on this back stretch. GT3 cars battling side by side in front of us. We're trying to get caught up to the leader. We got through that group before the corner. Before these S's. Right up here with the leader. Lots of GT3 cars still to get by. See if we can't get the inside of this corner on Ferrari. No, not quite enough there. Ooh, the leader may have made a small mistake. We're going to be able to close that gap up again. GT3 cars slowed us down, so it didn't matter much. Still within a second of the lead. GT3 car behind us going off track. One GT3 car ahead might have slowed down the leader coming into turn one here just a little bit. We're going to go extra wide out in the dirt, trying to avoid contact with them. That was quite a risky situation. Still in second, but it looks like we're a little more than a second behind the leader again. Hanging in there though. More GT3 traffic I think coming up. There's at least one car up there. Like 24th in their class. We're going to slip by barely to the inside of them, trying to run down first place in front of us. Another Ferrari GT3 in front of the leader. Looks like it's missing some parts. Hopefully they slow up the leader, but not us. We'll see. Are they pulling into the pits? They're trying to. They did slow up the leader, and they got out of the way. We're now within a few tenths of the leader in our class again. On the tag. Saved us quite a bit. Bad interaction between them. Pretty much saw that happening, that they needed to come into the pits. The leader took the inside line, making it really awkward for that GT3 car. And just slightly wide on the corner. Pretty much nose to tail with first place in our class right now. We're currently in second. We started in third. Looking to take the lead, see if we can't get them to make a mistake. We are right there now. The traffic helped us out a little bit at the end. Getting close to the end of the pit window. We can probably go one more lap after this. Probably not much more. We'll see when we decide to pit. Nose to tail with the leader, flashing our lights right now, trying to get them to make a mistake again. At least a small one. That would give us the lead. Leader leader's going to pull far to the inside, taking the defensive line, breaking the draft, coming back up to the braking zone now. We're still right there with them. Let's see if they decide to pit this lap or not. We're going to stay out. GT3 cars ahead. Audi still nose to tail with the leader in the LMP2 class. Looking to take the lead in our class now. Oh, we're going to go slightly wide into turn 1. Nose to tail with first place in our class, passing the first place in the GT3 class. They're going to let us by pretty easily. We're right is going through GT3 traffic as well, which slowed us down. We are right there with the leader now, looking to make a move. Pretty sure we're faster through this section. It looked like we were almost going to make a move last lap or two. 1 or 2 laps ago anyway. We're zigzagging side by side there, nose to tail. I was trying to look for an opening, I think. We're driving pretty defensively. We're going to flash our lights a little bit, I think. Pretty sure we're coming to the end of the pit window. We'll probably pit this lap. If not, we only have one more in the tank. Leader's coming into pit. We're going to stay out and lead one lap. We will see if we can get a faster pit stop done. We can continue and maintain that lead, catching up to the GT3 car just ahead. Pretty good pass on the inside of the GT3 car. We're going to lead this lap. I'm pretty sure we have to come into the pits at the end of this lap though. We're really pushing it for fuel. Starting to catch one more GT3 car. It was a pretty clean lap. Other than the one GT3 we passed early on, I don't think we're going to catch and pass this car before we have to pull into the pits though. There we are, coming into the pits now. Well, now we'll be watching to see if the other LMP2 car is going to pass us while we're in the pits or not, if we're going to come out right next to him maybe. We've stopped. It's a GT3. I think an LMP2 car is coming up. No. I think the LMP2 car way back there possibly. Still leading the race. Our pit stop was faster. Started the race in third. Currently in first. car we were chasing down most of the race is right behind us though, within a second. It's been a very close race this whole time. We're starting to catch another GT3 car, and Audi going wide into the dirt. They're getting away a little bit. They have to take a bit of an aggressive turn there to get around them. The car behind us going to get held up though into this corner. We're able to go full speed. That should open up the gap a little bit for us. On the outside and stay on the outside. Look at that. Is that third place behind us back there finally visible? They must have had a really fast pit stop or something, or that's a car we've lapped and they're further behind than it seems. I don't think we're going to find out. 217. Second place is still within a second, I think. Maybe slightly more. We were able to open up the gap a little bit with the GT3 traffic last lap. Like we just barely ran into the 148s that lap. Less than 5 minutes to go in the race. How many laps we do will depend on where the leader is when time expires. Catching some more GT3 traffic, going side by side, we have to split the middle here. It's call, but they are battling. They're not paying attention to us catching them. Big group of GT3 traffic ahead. Looks like they're battling side by side, coming into the final corners. side again. That might be blocking up the car behind us. Looks like they're having trouble getting by. We started the race in third, we're currently in first. Second place isn't too far behind, still driving through some GT3 traffic. We're spread out quite a bit now. We're running into them the rest of the race. Second place is able to close the gap in traffic. Oh no, we lose control of the back end. Went sliding, and the GT3 cars hit us. We have to come back out into the grass to turn it around. We have lost the lead, are currently in second, looking to get through some traffic again to try and close the gap back down. It looks like maybe that's third place behind us. I thought that there was a closer car before, but it's possible that was something else. Or something. Pit stop yet. Well, we can see third place now because of the big mistake we made losing the back end of the car and spinning around and needing to come back into the grass. We come back out very carefully, but we can't come into contact with anybody. Time is expiring. I'm not sure where the hypercar leader is. I was worried about that slightly small mistake at the very end of the race. We were leading and had an okay lead, and right as second place was, we got the white flag, I think, here. Nope. That is the end. Checkered flag, that's the end of the race. We don't even get another chance at the leader. Already, we're not too sad though. It's not too bad. We started the race in third and finished second. We're on the podium. We'll take home some medal, some silver. Our rating went from an 1849. We gained 49 points. We're up to an 1898 now. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time.